Welcome to DC Trainings. This is week 8 of module 4, the report of findings module. And this week we need to talk about alternative financial arrangements. And I briefly mentioned this in another week's topic, but I want to go into more detail here because this may come up at any point along a patient's care, although most often it occurs at the report of findings. So there's a couple of scenarios here. Number one is that the patient's care needs to be spread out over a period of time to accommodate a limited budget, or we may need to slide our fees down a little bit to accommodate a patient with a limited budget. Now I'm going to leave that up to you because you need to decide. Now let's just assume that you want to hold your fees at a certain price, and that's fine. Your chiropractic care is worth it, and if you want to hold your fees at a certain price, then I completely support you. What's important about that is that if you're going to hold your fees at a certain price, I want you to let your patients know that it doesn't have to be an all or nothing arrangement. What that means is that if they can't afford to pay your price, they're not going to get any care at all. Let's say your price is $50 per visit. If a patient wants to come in 3 times a week for a month, that's 12 visits, and at $50 a visit, that's $600 for their first month. And if that fits in their budget, great. They pay it, they get their 12 adjustments. But if they came back to you and said, my budget only allows for $300 this month, then you wouldn't want to say, well, then you can't get adjusted at all. What you want to do is let them know, well, great, we'll need to set up your appointments in a different manner. We can set it up to where you can come in 6 times this month instead of 12. And that maintains your price standard. They're receiving less visits, but the beauty of chiropractic care is that any chiropractic care is better than no chiropractic care. So they're going to receive half the number of visits, and they're going to still get some benefit. The other way would be to spread those visits out over a longer period of time. You could say, okay, well, we still need to provide 12 visits at $50 a visit. We're going to just need to spread those visits out based on your budget. So at $300 a month, that would become a 2-month care plan instead of a 1-month care plan. And the last option is to be able to reduce your fees to some degree, and you want to check with your state on this as far as legal details and whether or not it's legal in your state. But the last option would be to say, I want to make sure you get the 12 visits. What I'm going to do is drop your fees down to $40 a visit, and what that'll do is 4 times 12 being 48. It's $480 for this month instead of $600. And the patient says, oh, I can handle $480 a month for this month. That would be great if you would do that for me, doctor. And you as the doctor could say, yes, we'd be happy to do that. So we're still going to provide you with the 12 visits that you need this month. We're just going to make sure that it's within your budget at the $480. So one of those 3 scenarios needs to work. What I want to emphasize is that you need to make sure that your patients know that it's not an all or nothing scenario. And this would apply to their entire care plan for their entire life. Make sure that your patients know that they can work with you, they can talk with you, you'll work with them. You're flexible, just like their spine is. Thank you.